Hello guys, it's Eugenate13, and today I've decided to make a video, even despite the fact that my camera broke. I just had to make a video about this. Well, let's look at the reaction of Blue Jays fans on an article in Sportsnet. Sporting Views says, Rodney Berg says, Rogers is a psychopathic clown that is laughing at all you Blue Jays fans while they destroy everything that was built. Suckers! Spin it however you want, Rogers Media. We're gonna destroy the Blue Jays so we can get more money to sell cable. It's ridiculous. Do you want to be competitive or win a World Series? There's a big difference from one to the other. Shapiro wants a competitive team, and that's what we'll get. Really? That's what he wants? Come on, man. Nobody wants that. People treat Alex Anthopoulos like he was a god. The second Shapiro came along, everybody started hating him. Ooh, Jays will desperately need Donald Trump's Art of Deal. LOL. Encarnacion? Sounds like ISIS. No deal. That was funny. I shouldn't have said that. Whatever. They sure are slinging it for the Blue Jays' eventual demise. Obviously, there's an eventual demise. Maybe the Jays can come up with a package and get Jose Abreu from the White Sox. Nice team, friendly contract to go with. I don't think that's going to happen. Smoke is a guy who can't hit a curveball. That is true. He can't hit anything that isn't right down the middle, so I will give him that. Morales is decent. The dude had 30 home runs and 93 RBI. In Kansas City, if you hit 30 home runs, that's like hitting 45 home runs at Rogers Center. That's like, and think about it, if he had 15 more home runs, that would have been at least 15 RBI. He could have had like 130 RBI last year. And he is apparently decent? Come on. But it is obvious to me contending is not an option. Shapiro might be good at getting young draft choices, but if he was still in Cleveland, they would not have made the moves that almost won them a World Series. At some point, you have to make big signings if you want to win it all. If you only keep getting young guys and letting them go and asking them for big money, you end up like Montreal. Well, that does happen, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, you know. The off-season has been a colossal failure so far. Colossal failure. We were unable to properly predict the market. Okay, that did happen. Lost out on the main target EE. Well, yeah, that's true as well. We're going to lose a ton of offense in JB and MS, which I assume is Jose Bautista and Michael Saunders. First of all, they can still resign Jose Bautista. Like, they haven't even negotiated yet. They're going to negotiate. They can get him back. Michael Saunders, I mean, how much did you really lose in Michael Saunders? He was crap through the entire... Like, what did he hit? Like, 190 in the second half of the season? The first half of the season was a complete fluke. Honestly. Like, he's not that great of a player. Let's see. The goal was to get more left-handed. Get more left-handed? What is that even? Okay. Younger and faster. We got an over-the-hill 33-year-old, zero defense DH. What is Edwin Encarnacion? A 33-year-old, whatever over the hill means, zero defense DH. Encarnacion played a bit of first base, but he's not a great defender. Our right-handed bench player, who is also 33 years old. Right-handed bench player. Isn't that what they wanted? They wanted to get new versatile. We needed left-handed relievers. I don't know why you're using past tense. It's only December. There's 2 months left. There are still guys out there. We lost our best and second best on the market. First of all, you didn't lose your second best on the market. Went into the dumpster and found a bunch of garbage relievers. Garbage? Garbage. Are you kidding me? What are you even talking about? Meanwhile, our competition signed an ace, a strong setup reliever. Okay, first of all, like, so what? They're the Red Sox. They have tons of money. They can do that. I know the moles will come out in force and say off-season is not over. Well, I guess I'm a mole. Oh yeah, I'm a mole. Yeah, I'm the blinded one. Yeah, for that shit. I don't even know. I mean, Jesus Christ. This is ridiculous. I mean, I don't get how having smoke on the roster is any type of impediment to signing Edwin, especially if he can be had at 3 years or close to the 4 years, $80 million that was initially offered. I just don't get it. Well, I don't get it either, but you know what? People have got to stop freaking out and saying that the season is over in December, because 2017 hasn't even started yet. And there is a lot of time in the offseason. Now, is the window closing? Yes, it is. But think about it. Ben Revere's still on the market. When it comes to corner outfielders, I think he's a great outfielder. Remember, when he was in Toronto, he was great. He's a great contact hitter, great speed. He's great at defense. I think we have Kendrys Morales, who's can hit like 45 home runs in Toronto because he hit 30 home runs in Kansas City last year. You know how hard it is to hit home runs there. And at first base, we have a combination of about 30 home runs and about 70 RBI, which isn't a ton. But we have a great catcher who hopefully can hit well, because I know he can. He might not, but that's not the point. We have still the best rotation in the American League East. I don't care if they added Chris Sale. We still have the best rotation in the American League East, because we have 4 possible aces in our what is that? A rotation, obviously. I think Brad Ziegler is still on the market. We can pick him up as a reliever. And I think then we could have Ziegler and Grilly and Osuna, and that can be 7, 8, 9 if we wanted it to be that. We'd still have holes in the bullpen, obviously, because right now your lefty specialist is Aaron Loop and Matt Dermody. Yeah, that is your lefty relievers. But in the end, this team isn't as ridiculously awful as people make them out to be. Let's say, hypothetically, you sign Ziegler, you sign Revere, and you sign Bautista. What does that do? You will have Ben Revere in left field, which is good. A very good contact hitter, like I said. Kevin Pillar in center field, who's an okay hitter, amazing defender. You have Jose Bautista, who's still a pretty good fielder, and still has a lot to offer with the bat, a lot more than Ezekiel Carrera. You can have Josh Donaldson at third, Troy Tulowitzki at short, Devin Travis at second, who's looking like a stud. Stay uninjured, sorry. That'd be nice. Stay healthy, I guess. We have a combination of Smoke and Pierce at first, which again isn't top of the table stuff, but it's still good. Russell Martin behind the plate. Still got to think about a backup catcher. Hopefully they can re-sign Navarro. And you have the best rotation in the American League, maybe in all of baseball. Not all of baseball, because I guess the Cubs. I mean, the best rotation in the American League East by far last year. And you still got an okay bullpen that needs a few tweaks here and there. So, that's completely doable. And think, maybe if it's not quite working out, there's the trade deadline next year. And maybe they can add a few people there. Remember, last year their bullpen was looking like a complete dumpster fire, and then they signed Grilly, and everybody thought he was going to be a dumpster fire, but he ended up turning out great. Then they acquired Benoit. Like, two of their last three guys in the bullpen for 7, 8, and 9 were not on the roster at the beginning of the year. One of them was playing for the Mariners, and the other one was playing for the Braves. Like, for God's sakes, man, like, Jesus, like, anything can happen at this point. I think people just really want to hate Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins because they treated Alex Anthopoulos like a god. He was just a human. And Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins are just humans. And this whole blame Rogers, blame Shapiro, blame Atkins for absolutely everything is getting kind of old now, because I saw a lot of the comments last year at this time where people were saying they were going to be a fourth place team in the AL East. Look at them. Almost everything that could have possibly went wrong for the Jays last year. They won 89 games. They still won 89 games. Like, Jesus Christ. A lot of people have a tendency to forget that the Red Sox lost David Ortiz to retirement. And the Yankees are still young. They're formidable, but still young. They didn't do anything extremely special. I mean, they had Chapman last year, and it didn't do that much of a difference, because their starting pitching was crappy and their hitting was crappy. Their starting pitching in New York still sucks. Their hitting is still a bit too old. It's a bit better, though. Their bullpen is great, but if your starting pitching sucks and your hitting sucks, it doesn't matter. The Orioles, they could still be contenders, although I think they were a bit of a fluke. But you know what? They could still be contenders. The Rays, they're still not there yet, although they do have a tendency to dominate the Blue Jays. I think they're going to finish second and maybe even first if things go right. And they'll get into a wild card spot. And you never know what happens. But you know what? A few years ago, the Blue Jays hadn't made the playoffs in like over 20 years. So maybe people should be just a bit more appreciative, That's all I have to say. Goodbye.